Good morning, everybody. We are talking today about the extra sweets and treats that are around this time of year. And, what are some tips that we can do to keep it under control? And, so many of the sweets that we have around all the time, especially if they're like, I don't know, we have tasty cakes around here, but even like yodels and Swiss rolls and things like that, we've realized as we eat more real food that they just don't hold a candle to what we remember them being like. My go-to for years for a treat was a Tasty Claire fried tasty cake, and I just love them. And they don't. I don't know if they're not being made the same. That's my feeling, is that the ingredients just aren't what they used to be. But they're not a temptation anymore, because once I really stop to taste it, I'm like, yeah. So what are some ways that you can start really paying attention to what you're eating and whether you really are still enjoying it?
Yeah, I have kind of the same thing where I still do like the tasty cake peanut butter ones, but sometimes I'll get them out in Pennsylvania because we don't have them, which is fine. Fine. But yeah, a lot of other things, like for years we bought Swiss rolls and we thought that was a real treat. And then at one point I decided I'm really gonna like really taste it, because you know how we just eat it mindlessly. I do. I'm gone in 2 minutes. I'm like, I'm gonna really taste this. It tasted so fake, and the chocolate just tasted like plastic. So we were talking earlier about, maybe probably they're made different than they even were when we were kids, where we have so much more fake stuff now. But anyway, it took away my longing for it. I don't care if they're in the house. I'm like, oh, it tastes horrible. So that is one thing I would say too, and you've said it, Melanie, already, but really taste your food and decide if that's really something that you want, or if it's really a treat. Because, or like some things I don't feel well on anymore. It's not a treat that if I'm gonna pay for it for a few hours later. And we have baked goods, so I don't have any desire for. I'm already fighting that temptation. I don't want to add other crap in a box stuff from the store to that. So yeah, that's just my own thing. And but what's one of your tricks? Maybe, if I don't know, for me that's what helped, is really tasting it, like really taking my time and tasting it and going, oh, this is not good. I just call it crap in a box because there's nothing good in it. And I honestly, I'd rather have a cookie out of the oven warm. That to me is a real treat. So
Yeah. And again, right now, those are so abundant. So, maybe deciding that the prepackaged treats are not going to be part of your diet right now. And, if it's not homemade, you're not going to have it. Or there's a lot of different ways you can think about it. So, let us know, and how can we help? I do think taking time to really taste it, because I do think that, like, in our mind, we have a recollection of what that's going to be like. And I just feel like a lot of the store-bought things just don't live up to what I have them built up to be in my mind.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And we associate that probably with a good childhood memory sometimes.
Sure.
It's not even about the food, it's about the memory. So maybe kind of pull that out. Like, this brings back like memories of a picnic, because we only had these at a picnic. And that's what I really am savoring, not the food itself. Or make an event. Sometimes I'll make a cup of tea. Like, I'll take a few minutes to really set an atmosphere of like, I'm really going to enjoy this. So I'm going to make a cup of tea and I'm going to sit down and really taste it. And then it's not a mindless over the sink, like, oh, I just finished polished up that Swiss roll and like I didn't even taste it. So it's more of an experience. And maybe when you're doing that, think about the memory tied to it, because that would be kind of a fun thing. And maybe you realize I don't need the Swiss roll. I can just make a cup of tea and really savor that memory of family time. And our girls were little when we had those. So like that, it's a precious memory. And maybe that's what we need more than the thing itself.
Yeah. But again,
Just a
it's putting
thought.
that mindfulness behind it and really
Mhm.
thinking about, what you're really craving as opposed to maybe that sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. All right, everybody, we will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.